So the news yesterday, Lou, the Smashing Pumpkins coming back to town with an in Plainsong and acoustic-electric evening.
Yeah, at the Civic Opera House.
Very classy with Liz Phair and Billy Corgan. Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning.
How have you been?
I'm good. I just got back from the UK, where I'm working with Impact Wrestling, so I did 3 shows over there.
And we can appreciate your side career music. We have an appreciation for your catalog of music. And coming back in April, Civic Opera House with Liz Phair opening. Now, did you have a working relationship of any sort in the early 90s with Liz?
No, we'd run into each other and had worked with certain people, and very fond of Liz as a person and as an artist, and so the opportunity came up. That was great. And in both cases, in my case, in her case, we're sort of, I would use the term, and I mean this very humbly, singular artists. You can't say there's somebody like us. And sometimes that works to your benefit, and sometimes it actually works to not to your benefit, because and even the way music can be at times, it's about sounding like other people or a part of a particular movement. And I think over time, a lot of people said Liz started a particular movement, but over time you saw it was really more about her. A lot of people imitated her. People threw us in with the grunge movement, although we were very much our own beast and remain so.
Yeah, because even the song, the Drown song from the single soundtrack, most of the bands on that soundtrack were Seattle-based.
Yes.
And you weren't Seattle-based.
Yeah, and because of that, we used to go, oh, you guys are from Seattle. And it's like, we're in France somewhere. And it's like, no, we're from Chicago. You might have heard of it. It's in the middle of the country.
And the acoustic-electro evening. Explain what this dynamic will be.
We did a show at Ravinia about 2 years ago. It got offered as a sort of one-off show. Hey, you want to come in and play an acoustic show? So did it and was totally floored by the response, and I know a lot of people come in and say all these fantastic hyperbolic things, but I was actually floored by the response. To play 2 hours acoustic with some electronic music at the end, it was like pretty risky when you could just go out and play, Bullet with Butterfly Wings and people put lighters in the air. We were surprised that it had this organic wellspring of fan response. So we did 8 shows last year. They all immediately sold out. And immediately promoters started saying, oh, maybe we shot too low in the sizes, so now we've gone up a whole nother, now we're into the big thousands, and which is, again, risky for, 3,000 people for acoustic-based evening, and then it kind of gets a little bit more interesting and edgy at the end. So it's cool because we get to play all the songs we never would play. I mean, we play some songs that people would recognize, like, I don't know, Disarm, but there's a lot of other catalog songs that we wouldn't play because we're so, playing a lot of the big, massive anthems.
And Jimmy Chamberlain is joining you on drums again, which is kind of a great thing.
Yeah. And Jimmy loves actually, if you ask Jimmy, he likes playing this end of the band's music more so than the rock stuff. So he's happy to do it. Yeah. I've stopped doing wrestling promos on stage, so it's just music. And I know I've left my art self behind. We're just gonna play music.
Tickets on sale Friday. Smashing Pumpkins in Plainsong and acoustic-electro evening with Liz Phair. And what a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
How do you think our Cubbies are going to look this year? I mean, everybody is all up in arms. They're going to do it. But I mean, what are you thinking?
Let's take a step back. I was actually on tour last year when it looked like the Cubs are going to make the playoffs, and everywhere went, "Oh, you think the Cubs are going to win?" I'm like, "Slow down." Okay, last I checked, it's been over 100 years. Yeah. So anytime we get into, are they going to win? I think we've been through this dance one too many times. How about just let's have a great team.
Let's play the season.
Let's be competitive. I think you saw at the end of the playoffs last year, they just didn't have enough weapons, to get through that. Yeah. When they hit that buzzsaw and that guy was having that amazing run for the Mets. I mean, I was actually sitting in front of Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine when I think he hit his 7th home run or 7 games in a row, and I stood up and I threw my arms up and said, "Goodbye, Tom, I'm leaving." The fact that they just pitched them sums up my whole Cub experience of my entire life right there. They're pitching the hottest, like literally the hottest playoff hitter in the history of man
on the planet,
and we throw him a fastball down the middle. I was like, "There's the Cubs for you. Gotta go back up to Highland Park."
Great chatting with you, Billy.
Thank
and we'll
you. Thanks,
see you
guys.
on the 14th.
Awesome.